What's up, survivors? All right, guys, welcome back. Okay, so we have a little bit of stuff to catch up on. I apologize. I've had some emergency behind the scenes things that have happened over the last couple of days, so I wasn't able to get any videos out or updates out about some of the big news that has dropped in the last 2 or 3 days. So let's get started. All right, first and foremost, we're going to start off with the roadmap roundup. For you guys that don't know, they recently decided to put Star Citizen 1.0 on the roadmap. So we now have a little bit of a better idea of hopefully what's going to come into the future and what time frame, with quotes. We probably don't know much yet. We've got like probably a year and a half to 2 years before we get a real update on 1.0. We'll see what happens at next CitizenCon. Second to most, they talked about the release review about the Starlancer Max, the Argos CSV-SM, the RSR Polaris, the Anvil Hornet R, and the Anvil Hornet S, which is a ghost tracker, the Caves, the Rock and Acidic, additional player customization, and multi-tool upgrades. All things that are looking either coming out or have come out pretty much since like the 30th or a little bit sooner, actually, because these caves have actually been out a little bit longer, and as well as this stuff too. But the biggest thing is they decided to push back some of the 4.0 content to better I don't know how to really put this. So there's two things that are probably happening. One, something on this list is not quite ready yet, and I'm pretty sure it affects everything else, and we're going to call that engineering. Because something tells me that something either with life support, fire hazard, fire extinguishers, charge and drain, phone just went off. All of those are connected to engineering in some way, except for the solar bursts. And the transit refinery. So I'm pretty sure there's probably something within this category that's not working correctly, which is hugely disappointing. But at the same time, they just want to give the community a better experience, and they feel like by removing this and giving them a little bit more time to work out the fine details and get it a little bit more fine-tuned, it will allow them to put most of their focus into the stability and performance of 4.0 as a whole, and actually hit their end of the year deadline too, because 4.0 just needs to be out. Pyro and server meshing are really the big features. And don't forget, guys, these might be the big features, but they're not all the features. There's a lot of little stuff that's coming. You've got the new faction rep. You've got the new mission system, the new AI system. You've got all the new caves and stuff you're going to there. Potentially the contested zones and the new loot, the new gear. There's going to be content. It's just not going to be engineering, life support, charge and drain, and transit system. So yes, big things, but reasonable for them to push these back to focus on the overall stability and experience of the launch versus trying to focus on engineering, which by itself, engineering on its own is like a mini DLC. That's a lot for them to try to do. So I'm upset, but I understand why they did it. So that's the big thing that's come out over the past week now. All right, the other thing that came out was an all-wave PTU for 24.2. This, I actually got to play it last night. It's really smooth when you're below 60 people. The second it gets over 60 to 70 people, the servers go to shit. And when I mean go to shit, they just keep disconnecting. Like you keep getting like the server jump error that keeps happening all the time. There are a few bugs that still exist, I've noticed. The quantum travel bug was still there. I had none of the hanger issues. There was no desyncing problems. Like the overall experience was extremely smooth until the servers hit a certain cap. Now, granted, at one point I was playing and there were 100 people in the server and there was no problems for about a good hour. But then it happened again. And it happened again. So there's something going on that they need to fix that's causing the stability of the servers to degrade extremely fast. And I'm going to be completely honest. I'm in the group of people that feel like the persistent clutter of things like bodies, guns and weapons, food and drinks, things like those that should, I honestly feel like, have a timer and disappear after a certain amount of time. It needs to start happening. I get they want to have these types of things to persist, but those little things are going, like, I don't know exactly what their data is showing. I couldn't tell you. This is just my assumption that all of that stuff adds up. You've got all the dead bodies inside bunkers, all the dead bodies inside people's ships. You've got all of the drinks, food, weapons, ammo, and stuff that people leave laying around that just never disappears. It's going to take a toll eventually. So I feel like maybe they can pull back on that, and that would help. But I don't know, because I don't know the data. I don't see the data. So this is just my assumption that maybe that would be a good idea to maybe gamify some stuff. But other than that, you know, they talked about all the known issues that they're having, all the fixes that they did, lots of PU fixes, location fixes, hangar fixes, personal hangar fixes, all the different station issues, mission fixes, turret fixes, mission content fixes, Mobi-Glass fixes. There's tons of bug fixes in here, audio fixes, health issues, healing mission issues, vehicle problems, recovery problems, server recovery issues. They did a lot of bug fixes. They knocked out a lot of stuff. They are heavily focusing on the stuff down here. I really hope they start working on that too, and then fixing issues with multiple emergency high-end the station missions. I know they're putting out, they did another thing where they talked about they're doing the whole Save Stanton thing. This thing is buggy as hell. I tried it once and never tried it again. I hope this does not come to the game anytime soon. I hope they really sit on this for like another 6 months to a year, because it's bad. They need server meshing in 4.0 if they want to try to pull this off. That's my personal opinion. So hopefully this is something they're planning for beyond 4.0, and they're not trying to drop it on us before, because I don't see it working right now. So that's my 2 cents on that. But they did all Wave PTU. I don't suggest playing it right now as of the first of me making this video. Unless there is a hotfix tonight that fixes the whole server crashing problem that they've been having at a high server count. The degrade on the servers is just happening too fast. So hopefully that gets knocked out. Today they put out a patch for that, because the hotfix patch PTU needs its own hotfix right now, because it is bad. At least when it starts getting to high populations, and you get, yeah. We talked about that already. We get it. So that's what's happening there. So from there, they talked about 5th playtest. I call it the 6th one, because there was the one that happened before they started pumping them out more often. But their 5th playtest for 4.0 for Ivakavi did launch just the other day, or was it last night? Nah, it was the other day. It was the 30th, yes. That came out, so people have been running that playtest pretty hard. So hopefully, because we've seen a couple of more pushed tests the last couple of weeks now, that we could possibly see some real good progression. I think the biggest thing for this one is the inclusion of missing content and NPC behavior. Those were the big ones that I noticed that they were adding to this playtest. Hopefully we'll start seeing some more mission-based stuff coming up here within the next week or two. I was really looking forward to them doing like open wave PTUs, and started pushing those out by early this month of November. So my guess is, if things go smoothly, we might see a wave 1 by next week or the week after. Maybe. That's just my guess. If we don't, then we'll see what happens. They may not even do any open wave testing until December, which that would be a lot of pushing. So hopefully they push something out here within the next week or two, and they get a little bit more stable, and we can mess around with that a little bit more, because unfortunately I'm not an Evo tester. Apparently I have not been noticed. QQ. I post a lot of bug reports. But anyways, but yeah, hopefully we'll see something more come out of that before too long here. So cross your fingers that we will get something for 4.0 here soon. So other than that, guys, that's all the big info that came out of this past week so far. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more moving forward. I know a lot of people are extremely upset about the whole quote-unquote gutting of 4.0, but I feel like it is the best move that they could possibly make moving forward, for the stability of the game. As long as we've got some new content, I don't mind waiting. Now remember, guys, they specifically said that they would be dropping all of this stuff in intermediate patches. That does not mean 4.1 or 4.2. That means 4.0.1, 4.0.2, 4.0.3, at least with my interpretation of what intermediate means. That's what it should be. So we shouldn't be sitting around hopefully waiting for half a year to get engineering in the game after 4.0. That's just my interpretation and my guess on the way it's interpreted. Other people might see it differently. I know there's a lot of people out there that are pretty on the bandwagon of, yeah, it doesn't matter, 4.0 is still not coming this year. We probably won't see it until the end of, like, March of next year. And then, engineering probably won't be in until this time, next CitizenCon. I highly doubt that's going to happen. If it does happen, I would be extremely surprised. They seem to be wanting to really get it out by the end of the year. And this is their way of doing it. Because we just need more content. There's just not enough content. Server meshing really is holding back the game. They need to get it out. They need to get it testing. They need to get it in a live situation so they can start seriously working on the bugs and stability that would be needed in order to make it work. But anyways, other than that, guys, hopefully you guys will have a good evening. I apologize again for the late update on all of this. Normally these would be short, quick 3-minute little videos, but I'm trying to knock out as much stuff as possible to catch up. Don't forget, guys, that my organization, 12 Blades International, is recruiting for new players, veteran players, as well as returning players. You can be in more than one organization, so don't feel too bad about joining up just to hang out with us. Even if we are not your main org, we want people to have a fun experience. So explore, innovate, get out there, join up with many orgs as you can that fit your play style. And if we end up being the one that you choose as your main org, awesome. If not, then we're still here to have fun, right? But anyways, guys, you can find our information on the Spectrum forums link down below, or you can head over to our Discord and apply and join up over there as well. You guys all take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.